All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Sunday, May 8th, 2022. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And really, we shouldn't be staring at these charts right now on Mother's Day. But, the business calls, and there's lots of blood here over the weekend. By the way, if you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, etc. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. Anyways, coming at you with a crypto update here. So episode 2 of the crypto series. So lots of blood here, obviously, over the weekend in the crypto market. And as you can see, Bitcoin here trading at 34,325 currently. And we talked about this. We'd have some support here down at these tail candles. And I do expect those to hold, or at least the bottom one here, at least in the near term. And after that, though, you're really down to, 29, 28,000. And this kind of, this failed kind of bearish pattern, there's going to be definitely demand there. There's going to be buyers coming in. But you can see the beauty of this nice little bearish kind of channel pattern here, bear flag. We've been talking about this the last couple of months. I've said crypto's had a chance to move up. Not so much recently, but I've said, it has a chance to move up, but I don't see max, months and months ago, I said, I see max upside as maybe 50 to 52, depending on where this upsloping trend line meets price. And I said that recently, we've had a chance to rally. If we could have gotten back above this red bar high, you could have gotten maybe up to 46,000 or so, but I didn't expect much more than that. Because the bigger bearish pattern there on the weekly, and that is starting to break down. And I talked about this last week as well. Ultimately, a macro bear pattern, nice inside bar here that played out. Tried to rally back up and then got faded, and now an inside bar there and getting faded as well. So Bitcoin down here. So obviously the levels are very clear. You've got the double bottom there at just under 33,000 or so. Actual bottom is 32,987. So 33,000 in that area. If you break through that, you get down to this zone. I don't expect that to crash through that just yet. It could, especially with crypto. We can have flash crashes in basically no time, snap of fingers. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. But I don't expect, I do expect there to be some type of buyers down here, especially as we get closer to the stock market futures opening up here, and liquidity starting to come back a little bit. But as far as Ether is concerned, we'll kind of go down the line here. And this is another reason why I don't expect it to necessarily break. So you got this nice trend line here on Ether. So you could make a case that you kind of have this level down here. And we've been talking about this trend line here for a couple weeks now. But you can make a case that this trend line down here could act as kind of a proxy support area for Bitcoin, should Bitcoin get down to 33,000. So there's some support zones coming up here on a lot of these different coins, obviously Ether being one, but this is a major level I'm watching here. And then if you look at for Luna, for instance, we talked about that inside that green bar last week. That failed. So you have a failed inside bar here on Luna, but this came into a nice level here. If we just put a trend line in, right in this range, that was where you came down, you put in a bear flag, bearish kind of consolidation, and then it failed. So, there's going to be buyers there. And you're seeing a nice tail candle right now. They did close it below the 200 moving average. So we'll see if they try to defend that and reclaim that. So there's a chance it can move up here, but that's a good little support zone there for Luna, right in this range here. So right around 57, 58. That is a good buy area. Polkadot here in a much weaker technical position, already below this tail low from February 24th. And really for Polkadot, it's down to double bottom. So we'll put in a trend line down here, right at about $10, 10.50 or so. But that's really that's going to be your area if that, now again, we talked about Ether coming into support, Bitcoin coming into support. So it's likely, since these all trade in tandem very much so, that it probably bounces a little bit before then. You also have a pivot right here that's not very far from where we are. So possibly that Polkadot can bounce here, but that is ultimately where I think it is headed here in the not so distant future. And then after that, it's really down to about 7 for Polkadot. So that is going to be your kind of level there. Litecoin here, going down the line. So basically you're kind of in a double bottom right now. So you have this little, there's a February 24th low. You're trying to bid off of that a little bit here. You're trying to get some footing. The problem I have with it is it's not very oversold. You know, it's just been kind of a typical grind lower. I'd feel much better about the level holding if it was, you know, kind of a straight down, kind of like we have right here. And again, you got nice pivots right there. You got some nice chop right there. But again, it's not very oversold. So this level can break pretty easily. And if you get through that, you're probably headed down to this area right around 68. So that's going to be your area there on Litecoin. Nice little pivot low, and pivot high. So those are going to be good support zones. But, you know, right now I would think that this, you know, 90 to 94 handle would hold a little bit better if we were more oversold going into this. But it's not really, you know, it's been a grind lower, but it's not getting punished here. So generally when you see a lot of consolidation like this, it's telling you that we've got a bear base and then you can move lower. So this coin is a little bit weaker than the rest of the pack. XRP here, basically trying to hold double bottom. It is a little oversold, a little more oversold than Litecoin. You got a fair amount of chop in here. So there should be buyers defending this. If you do get through that though, you're going to be going down to about 40 cents though on XRP there. So that is the look for XRP. You could almost, you know, you got kind of diverging lows here as well. So a little bit oversold here short term on XRP. As far as Solana, you did come down here. You kind of put in a micro bear flag. It is trying to hold double bottom. This does have a good chance of holding up here. And even if you did break down a little bit, you've got this pivot right here, previous high at around 55, 56. So that would be kind of your max downside. Also kind of coincides with this level here on this pivot low, right in that range. So there's your areas there on Solana. Probably good support zone in there. That would be good for a possible swing long to pick up there. Anyways, Cardano, again, kind of like Polkadot here. So, you know, you kind of hit double bottom already. You tried to pop off it. That got faded. You're trying to bounce again. But again, not a really good look here overall from a technical standpoint. If this breaks, this double bottom goes, this is going back to 40 cents. So be aware of that. There is a lot of real estate on the downside here for Cardano in the near term. Shiba, you know, kind of really the same kind of deal here. So this pivot low going back here, already hit it, couldn't bounce, now starting to roll over. I mean, this one's a thin one, but some guys like to see it covered anyway. Anyways, I'll cover here a couple of crypto related stocks. So let's go to Riot first and take a look at this. You can see this on all of these really, but take a look at these beautiful bearish patterns here. So nice little setup here. Trend line right there on the bottom. We'll extend that. There we go. And it really looks a lot like Bitcoin did, right? So you make a case, there's your kind of bearish flag. Tried to break out. Oops, there we go. There we go. Tried to break out, couldn't, and now you're breaking down. So you're not going to break out, you're going to break down. That's the old saying. You got a little bit of chop right here, but again, if this doesn't hold, there's a ton of real estate on the downside, probably about to $6, $6.50. So Riot, not a very good look, all things considered. Same thing with Mara. These things all look the same, really. Nice bearish pattern there, same kind of look, right? Big move down, bear base, tried to break back out, couldn't. And now you're rolling over again. So you're going to have a little bit of a level here around, you're coming into one right now around 13. Well, you got this low here at about 10.50, and that goes up to about $14. So right in this zone, you should have some good support. It is very oversold right now. So could be a good area for a bounce. But if and when that breaks, which I do think it does, you're really looking at a $7 equity here for Marathon. And MSTR, also, same kind of deal. Look at this. I love these beautiful bear bases, by the way. Take a look at this. Perfect parallel trend lines here. Extend them right across. Nice bearish pattern, move down, chop, couldn't break above it, and now breaking down. So again, if this doesn't get a bounce here, you got this little pivot low right in this area. So it's, you know, you could possibly get a bounce there. But, you know, if you get through that, again, a lot of real estate here on the downside to about $200 on MSTR. So again, really bloody weekend here for crypto. They are, you know, a lot of these are coming into some levels though, for possibly a good short-term bounce. And, you know, I talked on Friday and over the weekend, we talked about the triple Qs and these levels that I've been watching here. You know, 300 right in this area. Let's take a trend line here and extend this out. So you're right into a trend line right now. And you also can make a case you kind of have, if you take, we'll just take another trend line here. I know you guys have seen it on my Thinkorswim platform, but I'll draw it in on TradingView here. But basically, you've got this kind of falling wedge type look here. So, if we have one more divergent low potentially into that 300 area, this thing's going to probably get some type of a short squeeze soon. And I see that really coinciding with a lot of, these same levels here on Bitcoin, Ether, again, that trend line just below it. And really crypto right now acts as basically a leveraged NASDAQ play. So all things considered, these things are generally pretty tied together. So if we get, maybe one more flush down or maybe not, that falling wedge could play out in the triple Qs before then. But it's possible that we are in for a potential bounce here, even though the crypto market is very bloody here in the near term. But it is getting kind of oversold and coming into some pretty good levels again with Bitcoin, especially. Even if this tail candle here at about 33,000 doesn't hold, you got this 30,000, 28,000 area, which is monster support here, at least for a good bounce play. All things considered, to say the very least. Anyways, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Get off your screens, go hang out with your mother, give her a call if you're not, if you're out of state or wherever you live. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.